In color, the continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossy, Ryan O'Neal as Rodney Harrington, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Tim O'Connor as Elliot Carson, Christopher Connolly as Norman Harrington, Patricia Morrow as Rita Harrington, James Douglas as Stephen Cord.
Norman Harrington has been waiting most of his life. Waiting for the right moment to strike out on his own, to prove to himself he's his own man and not a reflection of anyone else. Today, Norman senses the waiting is over. All he needs to officially declare his independence is his brother's cooperation. But his brother, Rodney Harrington, has just returned from a brief honeymoon. Norman knows that Rodney's desire to cooperate will be based on Rodney's own assessment of the needs of his new family.
Well, you're late again, Mr. Harrington. What's your excuse this time?
I guess I didn't hear the alarm go off.
Oh, well, welcome back to reality.
Thanks. I think.
How was the lake?
What lake? It was beautiful. I mean, beautiful.
Except for the drive back.
That was a bit depressing, yeah.
How's the bride?
Lonely, I hope. Hey, what were you doing out there anyway?
Measuring.
Measuring? What? Listen, aren't you supposed to be at work?
Yeah, I want to talk to you about that.
Oh, no, they're not going to fire you too, are they?
Not yet, but I can hear him grinding the axe.
What, because of Dad?
Well, would you like to replace somebody in the front office and find out his son is still on the payroll?
You know, I've let things get a little behind here. They're stacking up. I could use an extra hand. Now, the pay isn't much, but lots of overtime.
Well, I had another thought.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, well, not really. It was an idea, a concept.
Well, you going to tell me what it is, or is it a top secret?
No. Well, I mean, yeah. Look, it all depends on your plans.
My plans?
Yeah. Yours and Betty's.
Well, no, we both want a big family, yes.
What about this place? Are you going to stick with it?
Well, right now, it's all I've got.
What about if you had something else?
Like what?
Oh, like, enough money to kind of kick down a few walls and expand. You must have thought of it sometime.
Sure. Dreams come cheap.
What about if we go partners?
Norm, what are you talking about?
Partners, with your experience and my money.
What money? Oh, boy. That is a lot of money.
I don't know what we did to deserve it. Maybe it's because we got cut out of the will.
From Grandfather.
My way of Eddie Jacks. And don't ask. All I know is it's Rita's and mine.
Norman, it's great. I mean, it's great. Yeah, and it was wrong the way Grandfather squeezed you out of the will. This is...
Well, now that I'm loaded, and being from a long line of financial wizards, I'm looking for a wise investment.
No, hold it. Hold it.
Wait, Rod? How about bikes? Huh? Not bicycles, but motorbikes. We can move them, especially here. This is where all the action is. On the wharf, the shoreline, the school. And I know we can move them at college. I know we can.
No, Norm, no.
Why not? You know how to tear them down. I can learn. We can remodel a place. That's what I was thinking about out there waiting for you.
Grandfather left that money to you for a reason, not to sink into this place with me. Don't you remember the lectures he used to give me when I got it in the first place?
He'd eat it up. The two of us making a go of it together.
Have you talked to him?
No. I called the clinic, but they didn't put it through.
Well, did they say he was worse?
No, I asked. They just said they wanted to keep things quiet for him. Okay. Okay, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say it's a rotten idea.
It's worse than that.
Well, I'd say the same thing if it was the other way around. But look, I know how we both feel about independence. Well, you've got somebody else to think of now. Your wife.
Oh, look, you know...
Wait, Rod, look, you don't have to answer it now. You don't have to. Just think about it for a while. Think about that big family you want and how much they're gonna eat. And welcome to the club, brother.
He's almost here. I'm ready.
Oh, well, I didn't even,
It's broken anyway.
Oh. Well, I'm Dr. Rossy.
That's perfectly all right.
Thank you.
Won't you come in?
Yes, thank you very much.
I would like very much to introduce to you two of my very best friends. Who just happen to be loath to show you their faces. Carolyn! It's all right, Mom. Mistake. Mistake.
No. I'd like to talk to you, Mother.
Oh, Doctor, we have left messages for you everywhere. Oh, thank heavens that you have come.
Would you please ask you...
I'm Pat Porter.
Hello, Pat. Would you ask your mother to come down, please?
Doctor, where is your doctor bag? If you are a doctor, that is.
Well, I assure you...
I'm Lydia.
Hello.
It's so difficult to know just where to begin, Doctor. But I'll take a stab at it.
Well, please do.
My prenatal experience was fraught with darkness.
Your mother.
Why is it that you keep saying mother? Carol, what on earth is...
Hello.
Oh, Dr. Rossy. Mother, I would like very much for you to shake hands with Carolyn and Pat and Lydia.
We've met.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't hear the doorbell. I was upstairs.
Well, it doesn't seem to be working anyway. At least that's the report.
Mother, Dr. Rossy has come here to
All right,
talk...
Carolyn.
No,
All right.
no, it's all right. It's about the Carson house.
Oh, goody.
You got yourself quite a group there.
Only Carolyn is mine. Okay, Doctor. Must,
Thank you. Well, I came to apologize. I was kind of hoping you would say that an apology wasn't necessary.
You took the trouble to come by, and I appreciate that.
Well, you see, the problem is, Eli Carson and I, well, we found it hard to see anyone come in and fill the Carson shoes, especially in the Carson house.
I understand.
You see, it's kind of a problem that belongs to Eli Carson and myself, and it isn't, well, it's not fair of us to, well, to make it your problem, too.
You know, I'd be a very good tenant in that house.
Yes, you would. Well, I'm not really in real estate.
You're a friend at court to the Carsons.
Right. Well, I mean, the point is, the house is still available if you're still interested.
Short lease?
Well, I don't know. I'll have to ask Eli Carson about that.
Will you let me know?
Fine.
You know, Doctor, ever since I first met you, I've been trying to place you.
You know, I thought I had seen you at the hospital. Weren't you in the ladies' auxiliary or something with the...
No. I don't like hospitals.
Oh.
You'll never know how I had to force myself to go there to see you.
Oh, well, I talked to Joe. That was a good talk, but I'm not quite sure how fruitful it'll be.
I understand. Well, thank you for trying.
No, that's all right. I just wish I could have operated on or delivered some of your friends or something.
That's all right.
Well, at least we've met now.
Isn't it strange that we didn't meet before in a small town like this?
Yes, it is. Well, an Olympic champion.
Carolyn, is your mother home?
Oh, Mr. Carson, won't you come in?
Mrs. Russell, thanks. Well, Dr. Rossy.
Hello, Eli. Mrs. Russell and I were just going over in detail about the house, Connie and Elliot's house.
Yes, I know the house very well. As a matter of fact, I came over to talk about the house, too.
Good idea.
I have the lease here. Mrs. Russell, Dr. Rossy and I have decided that you and Carolyn would suit the house very well.
Right. Suited well.
Well, Mr. Carson, I'm just delighted. Now, you understand this is just for the summer.
Just for the summer.
Well, good luck, huh?
Thank you.
Eli? Thanks for coming over. Now, about you, young lady. As far as that medicine goes, I want you to stay on it until Saturday. And then, switch to diluted water. Oh.
All right, now, Mr. Carson.
Yes, this is just the ordinary short-term lease. Won't take long to read it.
I see. Jill, could you come up for a minute, please?
Mrs. Winter, are you all right?
Oh, yes, thank you for coming, Jill.
Do you want me to put on the lights?
No, please. I've got a splitting headache.
Shall I raise the shade?
No, everything's fine, really.
You sure? There's nothing I can get you or nothing I can do for you?
No, it's just a headache. Just that every time I go to move,
Would an ice bag help?
I think it would.
I'll just be a minute.
Jill,
Yes?
would you fill in for me?
What?
Would you go along with Reverend Winter in my place?
Well, gee, I don't know. I mean, I've never done that before.
Well, I know that making rounds isn't a pleasant chore.
Well, it's not that.
It's Reverend Winter they really want to see. But he does need someone to make notes of the things they ask of him.
Well, I'd be happy to do it. It's just that, well, when I'm sick, I don't want anyone to see me until I'm okay. You sure they wouldn't mind me, a stranger, seeing them?
I'm positive.
I'll get that ice.
Jill, you will go, won't you?
I'd be happy to, Mrs. Winter.
Thank you.
What's wrong?
It's nothing serious.
Serious enough.
A headache. Daddy of them all.
Oh, come on. The country air will do the world of good.
Tom, I asked Jill to take my place. She won't be any bother, and she'll be careful to take notes.
I guess this headache of yours came on all of a sudden, huh?
All of a sudden.
It's too bad.
It is too bad.
It's important to me to have you along on these tours. People who are bedridden can't get into town to see me. They like to see the minister and his wife. There's something positive about it, something healthy.
Darling, there's no explanation necessary. Your wife simply doesn't feel well.
Sure.
It's not very nice of you to be hostile to someone who's in pain. Why don't you pretend that I'm one of your ailing parishioners and try to lift my spirits?
You don't have a headache, and you know you don't. You don't get headaches, remember?
I've got one now.
What are you up to?
Nothing.
Why are you faking?
Not faking.
Excuse me. Okay. I hope you feel better. I'll get my coat.
Is it worth it? All this pretending and deceit? Does it all give you pleasure?
Let's go, Jill.